This is Steve Ridgel, and I think a lot about death because, well, I'm a minister. I do a lot of funerals at our church here in Abilene. I do a lot of funerals for Christians in different churches all over Abilene, but I also do a lot of funerals for the funeral homes in town for people that don't have preachers. And so I think a lot and I hear a lot about death, and I'm going to tell you what generally, as I look at the world, how they view death and why death is so hard for people in the world, and then why it's so different for believers. One is, for the people in the world, death's very frustrating because for people that don't believe in Jesus, death is the end. It's not like a lot of people sit around saying, I know there's an afterlife and I'll go to heaven or hell. I'm going to choose to not believe in Jesus and go to hell. Most of the people I talk to in the world that are dying that don't believe in Jesus, they don't believe there's a heaven or they just think this is it. And so it's very frustrating at the end of your life to have no purpose, to realize that there is no future, that everything you have done has been done. That's a very, I can't imagine to come to the end of your life and say, this was it. And that's hard for people in the world. Number two, we live in a culture that doesn't value life. Now, you think I'm just talking about abortion, and that is a serious issue. But listen to the conversations about euthanasia in our world. Look at all the old people's homes where people dump their loved ones to die. It's just a hard thing. It's different. And the world doesn't get that. And then it's very frustrating because death is the one thing you absolutely cannot control. And that's frustrating for people in the world that think they can be in charge of things. Boy, the world dreads the end of life. The world doesn't take care of people at the end of life. The world doesn't value life. You've got all of these things that are horrible. And then you look at the believer. Well, believers believe their life has dignity even at the end when you can't do anything and may not know anything. We even believe that we can die faithful and be a witness for Jesus. We take care of our old people. Man, you see nursing homes full of Christians who visit and do worship services and sing and pray and watch Christians take care of their older parents, how they sit with them and love them and care for them even when they're not capable of responding. And we Christians absolutely believe that death is not the end. We believe it's the beginning of life. And so we see death way differently. Now, I'm not telling you that it's not hard to die, because there is a lot of pain and there is a sense of I wish I could have done more, but boy, believers in the world, death's the end, and in their view, a big dark void of nothingness. Christians know that this life is only the forerunner of the life to come. So we do die differently. And I will tell you, we're both not right. Either the world is right and there's nothing afterward, and we Christians ought to be pitied because we spent our whole life trying to do good when there is no good. Or the world's to be pitied because they do not know Jesus, and we will live forever, and they will be away from God and die forever. Which is one reason we Christians are compelled to talk to you about Jesus before you die. This is Steve Ridgel saying, death is the beginning of life.